When my ex called and told me she was marrying a billionaire and that my kids would finally have a real father, I thought my life had ended. 24 hours later, I opened a dusty old briefcase hidden in my childhood bedroom and discovered that my entire future had been stolen from me. $100 million, my grandfather's legacy, had been taken right under my nose for 20 years. My name is Jack Mercer, and this is how I fought my way back from being invisible to owning the truth. I was 42, just another man in Brooklyn, working 12-hour days as a foreman, pouring concrete for skyscrapers I could never afford to live in. My pickup truck was rusted, my boots caked in dust, and my coffee came from the corner store. Nobody noticed me, and I was used to it. But everything changed with one phone call. On the screen, my daughter Emma smiled nervously, her little brother Noah bouncing in the background. My ex, Olivia, stood beside them, her smile perfect, polished by someone else's money. She introduced Ethan Blackwood, the man she planned to marry. Behind them I saw chandeliers, floor-to-ceiling windows, and even a helicopter on the rooftop. Ethan leaned into the camera with a smile that said he already owned my future. He spoke like he was reading a brochure: trust funds, Swiss schools, a life I could never provide. Olivia's words cut deeper than anything. A real father provides opportunities. My daughter whispered, "It's okay, Dad," and my son asked if we could still go to Coney Island. Ethan laughed, promising them a yacht instead. I logged off with my world shrinking smaller than the laptop screen. That night, I found a plane ticket taped to an old photo of me and Emma at Coney Island. It wasn't a memory anymore. It felt like a challenge. A rainy Monday pushed me back into my old bedroom at my parents' house. While cleaning, I dragged a dresser away and heard wood shift. Behind it, a secret compartment held a leather briefcase with my name stamped in gold. Inside were pristine documents, bank statements with numbers that made my chest tighten, and a letter from my grandfather, Tom Mercer. He had left everything to me: shares of Mercer Manufacturing, accounts, property. The fortune was mine. $100 million. My mother broke into tears. My father turned pale, then furious. My uncle Richard, a slick lawyer, rushed in with false calm, their faces twisted with fear and greed. I demanded answers. Why had I been told I was dead to the company? My father stammered. My uncle lunged for the briefcase, and in that moment, the truth unraveled. Years ago, my grandfather discovered embezzlement at the company. He rewrote his will, leaving everything to me. But my father had been siphoning money for years, and Richard helped bury the will. Together they declared me unreachable, later even dead, to block my inheritance. While I was showering at gyms and living paycheck to paycheck, they lived off my stolen legacy. And Ethan Blackwood, he wasn't innocent. He'd been circling Mercer Manufacturing for years. His father had failed in a hostile takeover, so Ethan found another way. Through Olivia, through my children, through me. It was a boardroom move disguised as romance. I began recording everything, gathering evidence. I drove to the glass towers of Manhattan and called William Sterling, the company's CEO. He answered like he had been waiting 20 years. "Tom Mercer told me you would come one day," he said. With the documents in my hands, we had a path. Freeze accounts, authenticate the will, open audits, bring the truth to court. But my father and uncle had money, lawyers, and a lifetime of deception. The first legal motion I filed made my father call me a traitor. The second made him beg. The third made him furious. Headlines exploded. Construction foreman claims secret inheritance. Olivia's lawyers painted me as unstable. Ethan smiled for cameras, insisting he just wanted to protect his family. My daughter cried after school. My son asked why people on TV were yelling. Every step felt like walking barefoot on broken glass. Then my father vanished. 48 hours later, he was arrested for embezzlement. Anonymous tips, my tits, had led investigators to offshore accounts. The will was authenticated. Audits proved the theft. My name was restored. I became the rightful heir. But it didn't feel like victory. It felt like standing between two worlds. The man who once lived out of his truck and the man who could now provide for his children. Ethan wasn't done. He appeared in court calm and polished. But when Emma spoke, his mask cracked. My dad always called us on Fridays. He taught me how to ride my bike, she told the judge. Kids tell truths, adults hide. Ethan's plan crumbled. The judge approved the will, ordered restitution, and stripped my father and uncle of their power. Ethan's empire of charm collapsed, leaving only humiliation. I walked out of the courthouse, the city no longer pressing down on me, but opening before me. Not because of the money, but because the truth was mine again. Money paid for tuition, fixed roofs, and gave my kids stability. But more importantly, they saw what courage looks like when someone refuses to accept a lie. Olivia moved on with her own life. I sold my share of the company I never wanted to run, built a trust for my children, and bought a quiet house near the water. For the first time, life felt steady, and I realized something powerful. Being a real father isn't about helicopters or Swiss schools. It's about showing up. It's about standing your ground, even when everyone tells you you're finished. It's about protecting what's yours, not with money, but with truth. If you've ever been betrayed by someone who should have protected you, know this. Justice may come late, but it comes. Sometimes wearing work boots, sometimes holding a briefcase with your name on it. But when it does, it changes everything.